My phone updated yesterday, and all the space that I had from factory resetting it, they let me put in the Call of Duty to play it, and every other fucking app that I've got is in my phone. I can make this video, and it doesn't immediately tell me it's out of storage space. Well, last night, the next day, it updated and it filled all the space back up with bullshit, bloat, and dumb shit I can't find anyway. So I got all that out. And it wants to update again the next night. Now, what kind of bullshit is that? Seriously. I've had this whole week where I've been banned, blocked for something that they wouldn't even let me appeal in any way that I could describe. You know, they wanted me off. That's the way I feel. It's the only way to take it. And why would you take it that way? I take it that way because they're trying to move. They're trying to move all their censorship about the child online safety stuff. And I'm a big opponent of anything like the medicine and internet control shit. I'm not on their side with censorship, with banning people, with censoring what clearly has nothing to do with children. It has to do with them wanting to ID who's saying what and then take action on them, which is going to turn into not being able to eat, not being able to pay your bills, not being able to travel, since our wonderful controllers are dead set on having that. That's their golden ticket they've got to have. I find out my son's getting married because I've been trying to pierce the stone heart of my ex to get her to act like a normal human. There's no reason to completely we don't have the type of relationship that requires us to totally ghost each other. In fact, we could have still been married had things not gone the way that they did. I would totally be fine and happy having the woman I married as the woman I'm with. But she's so far in the MK Ultra and doesn't get it. Like, she's doing the same tactic stuff to me. I can get through to her because I have genuine care and concern, and I knew what to ask her that would get her to respond. And she did respond. And then she tells me my son's getting married and that she's not invited to the wedding. Well, what's fucked up about that? Well, I just had to text her. I was like, well, if you could let me know when I'm a grandpa, if you could send me a text, I would appreciate that rather than not. I'd like to know that rather than not. And if you could do that, please do it. And I don't want to hear about you're not able to babysit the baby on that one, if you could. Because if you want to share that much with me, you can at least send me a picture of what the fuck they look like. Because my oldest son's 22, probably. The last time I've seen him, he was like 15. Am I sore about it? Yeah. Yeah, I am. I'd like to know what the fuck he looks like as a man. When you imagine your kids your whole life, you imagine what they would look like when they grow up. And she's robbing me of that. And she doesn't even address it. I'm like, you know how psychopathic that is? I'm like, it's not that difficult. I'm like, I trusted you with my children. And, we're talking about people being evil. She's got real fucked up MK Ultra family. She's like, I cut ties with all them. I don't talk to them. I was like, well, if you cut ties with them, you're only serving the same system because you're keeping all the command and control stuff. How do I know that? Because you're not even going to send me a picture of what they look like. I sent you my dad's wedding pictures. I sent you pictures of stuff that I knew would be important to you. Now it wants me to restart my device. That's why I'm making this video now, because I'm not restarting my device. I'm not letting it do that to my phone again, just because it said it was going to automatically do it at noon. Fuck you. You know, everything trying to impede upon our freedom and our life. And these people who are going along with it, either asleep at the wheel, that's a good majority of them. Some of them are complicit. That's a good percentage of them. But trying to get it through the thick skulls of the people that don't believe that these things go on. They don't think the police would do that. They wouldn't lie. They're the officers of the law. The government officials wouldn't do that. Those hospital people wouldn't be trying to murder you. They wouldn't turn the ventilator all the way up to blow your lungs out when you're intubated. But they do. But they do. We no longer have a system where we can trust our fellow man to do his civic duty diligence. Our culture is corroded. We got a bunch of these weirdo, they don't even know who they are. I mean, come on. Like, you people that are trans, that are all messed up by that, they've messed with your mind to make you that way. I know for a fact that you choose if you want to be a male or a female, and you choose your parents before you come here. You just don't remember any of it. How do I remember it? I didn't just get the memory of it on my own. I had to fight and do a lot of work to get to the point to see that that's the truth. And it's the truth for you. I'm sorry. Why would you be born in a body and then have to convert it? You could actually be a gay person and just be a gay person. You don't have to be like, I'm in the total wrong body. You know why they make people feel that way? Because it disconnects them from their higher self. Because you think God did something to you. You know, all these people that don't understand God are the first ones to want to blame God for stuff. They don't believe in God, but then they're like, God let all this stuff happen to the children. God didn't do that to the children. We've done it. We're down here and we do all this stuff ourselves. And it's mostly our ignorant, complicit asses thinking we're going to go along to get along. We're going to keep our head down and not raise any attention to ourselves. We live like that, and evil just blossoms. And we wonder why the world's this way. And then some of us, the idiots, want to blame God like it's God's fault. God is inside of you. When you take actions to do the better things you can do, then God inside of you is blooming and coming out. That's the only God there is. There is no external God. There is no man in the clouds. We're it. Jesus tried to tell us this. The kingdom of heaven is within you. It's not outside of you. The Roman emperor isn't the God. He's just a guy with a bunch of legions that can stomp your ass if you don't do what he says. And we're going to have that system again under Ahriman if we don't get our shit together. So people, I implore you, get your shit together. At least be decent and communicate. If someone's bad in your life and you need to cut them out, that's fine. But if you have an obligation like a child, a lifelong one, don't let anyone cut you out of that. That's not their fucking right to do that. And I have to explain this to my ex, who's just isolating and doing her own MK Ultra and not able to see it. And it's not because she's a narcissist psychopath, but she has those tendencies. And I really am not sure or not if she genuinely has any empathy and can process that. And I don't mean that as a jab at women, but women are the first to think that all their problems are the only problems that exist. And because she feels bad, no one else can feel, or no one can know how I feel. You don't know how I feel. How the fuck do you don't even know how you, I don't, no, I don't. I have the feelings that I have and the trauma that I have, and it's fucking sufficient for me. And I don't expect you to know. I expect you to know that I do feel, and it does hurt to be hurt and to be wronged. That's what's obvious. That's what's shareable, not your personal fucking proclivities and little details of why it's everyone else's fault. Like my one friend, nobody knows why. What? Nobody knows why you're obsessed with guy with his monster truck that fucks any pussy that will leave him around and talk shit to him and tell them they should kill themselves, and then doesn't hit him up except when he wants to bust a nut. Oh yeah, yeah. Nobody understands that because you feel like a piece of shit and you need somebody to validate it. So that's your level of relationship that you want to go. Yeah, nobody understands your problems. That's your problem. And it's a problem that you have that you're creating and having and continuing. You don't have to keep that problem. You could dismiss it. You should dismiss it. You should come to this conclusion. A lot of people like to say, oh, there's plenty of fish in the sea. And that's a cop out and a slap in the face to anybody. But it's also true that if it's so bad that that's the type of relationship that you're dead ass set on having, and you won't realize that if it brings you to suicidal ideation, that it's probably not working for you, then maybe it is natural selection. And maybe we just have to let you go. Other than that, there is no concession to give. People are unreasonable and they're unempathetic towards other people, demanding empathy for their situations, their special circumstance, but they don't have the ability to even care or understand what other people go through, and that they do, and that there's a ton of suffering, and then want to blame God. God did this to me. You did it, and you're continuing to do it, and it's a hell of a time to stop. That's all I'm saying. That's my message.